Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about load balancer. So what is the role of a load balancer here? Generally, when you're building some applications or you're building some infrastructure, the load balancer plays a crucial role in distributing incoming traffic, whether it's across multiple servers or resources. And it's morely ensuring efficiency, utilization, and some scalability and reliability of our systems. And some of our key load balancer key features are traffic distribution, which is used purely for load balancing evenly, distribute incoming traffic among the servers as well as the resources, and optimizing resources, as we called out. So it can be preventing any single server from being overwhelmed. So the other point is a high availability. So it's more system reliability by enrouting a traffic way from failed or unhealthy resources, ensuring continuous availability of the services throughout mechanism like health checks, where we're going to talk about what is the use of a health checks in a later sessions. Scalability. This is another key facilitates as a horizontal as well as a vertical uh, adding or removing servers. So when I said horizontal is more adding a more servers behind your load balancer, vertical scaling is where you're adding a more resource to an existing server. And another key feature highly used in most of our load balancer is SSL termination, or it can also be called as a SSL offloading, where it can handle SSL and TLS encryption and decryptions, and reducing a computational overload of on a backend services. Right? And the session persistence is another key feature where you might have heard the term called sticky sessions, where the user requests consistently to a same server with a session. So for example, if you are coming from certain country and the connection has to go through to a certain servers and certain region, that is also you can consider as a sticky sessions. And we can talk in future sessions or future recordings how this sticky session can be avoided, and where you can add how we can use your session management as part of that. Okay. And the another one is a content based routing. That is also another allowing a traffic to direct based on content requests coming based on your URLs or headers or based on a cookies. It's more enabling more granular control over a routing decisions. And the last but the not least is a global load balancing. So this is a more for as I called out previously, based on a certain country, how the calls will be done routed to a certain region-based servers. That is where the global load balancing plays a role. So coming to the high-level architecture, most of our you see is as whether you have any users, if you have a front-end application, which is like a Facebook.com, if you are running multiple servers, you have a load balancer which will be routed here. So that way the servers are not overloaded and it's been balanced. So there are multiple various patterns how this load can be distributed to the servers. So one of a highly you might have heard a term called round robin, or you might have heard called weightage based. So round robin is if you have a same capacity of servers and the requests are coming through a round robin. That means if you have a 5 servers, the first request goes to first one, the second goes to second request, and 6 requests comes back to a first server. So similarly, you can when your servers are same capacity, you're doing it. But there is another concept called weighted distribution. So if your servers are not on the same resource level, there if you have a one server, it's been there for last 3 years, but you have a new one which is a higher compute it can support. So it can take a 2 requests here So the first call makes a first server. The second and third goes to a second server. Again, the fourth call goes to your first server. If you have only two servers you're there. So similarly, we can do that for RAID replicas for your databases, where it can do calls when your application is doing it. And similarly, I can also use for proxying services. So one of our example I can give you here, if you have an third-party provider services where you do not want to hard code in your multiple applications, but you want to put it, make it as in your load balancer where you can proxy the URL, a payload, and you can do that. So I've seen that I can talk about a more scenarios how to do that in a future state. But based on this, there are a lot of other major products are available in the market. Let me go over a few of our famous or highly used products in load balancer products. So for example, highly used, I've seen that in most of my last 15 years of a career. It's done through a F5, it's called a big IP. This is mostly used by most of our enterprises. But another one is called a HA proxy. This is a little different than a F5. It's more code-based driven. I've provided you the URLs here. I can check on that. I can go there. I can see this. And the Citrix one, which is another one, is called ADC, which is a application delivery controller. This is also a product is also called as a NetScaler. So just do a Google on this NetScaler or Citrix ADC. All F5s is also called as an application delivery controller. ADC is a general terms you might have seen in terms of product lower terminology. And another one is a Kemp, which is a load master. This is coming from Kemp Technologies, but I never used personally Kemp anywhere, but this information is available on Marketplace. Similarly, another one is loadbalancer.org. This is another enterprise solution, but this is more over a SaaS-based solution than deploying on your infrastructure. If you have on-prem servers, technically the last two cloud providers and load balancer are not are one of our good solutions because they are more SaaS solutions where you'll be deploying or hosting on outside of your data centers. And the top three, which I worked with, is all these three products. They can be deployed on your on-prem, and as well as you can get as a SaaS solutions or on your cloud providers also. They support. They have a from a marketplace, cloud marketplace. You can use these products. HA proxy, as I said, this is more driven by code, and it's a open source product. I just go there. I can find download a code. You can deploy it on anywhere. Okay, and coming to our final, the cloud providers. Almost every cloud provider has this load balancer. Azure called it as a load balancer. Amazon calls it as an Amazon Web Services calls it as an ELB, Elastic Load Balancer, and Google Cloud Provider calls it a load balancing. So pretty much it's the same. There's not much of a terminology, but all does the same where you're doing your load balancing of your services on a backend. All right, and we'll see you on the next recording or next video. And till then, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.